Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to our webinar today. It's all about eShare and how to use it in the EPC projects. My name is Jim Nyrus and I will be your host today, and the demonstrations will be presented by my dear colleague Peter Chakadi. Some practical information. Sorry for all participants, but you are all muted to make this fluent and not disturbing each other. This webinar will be recorded and available for view after the webinar. Questions and answers hopefully will be presented after the demonstration and videos at the end of the webinar. And after the webinar is also additional information sent by email to each of the participants. And at the end of the webinar, there's also a short survey about the webinar. Please give us feedback so that we can improve and make these events even better and more fluent. What you will see today, you will first get introduction by me and with some highlights and topics. My heart is in the sales side, so usually I talk too much, so I don't think this will be a change for that one this event either. Then comes demonstration how to use eShare in details, functionalities, and those demonstrations are provided by my colleague Peter Chakadi. After the demonstration videos, there will be a video where our marketing department has put their best to show you what benefits you would gain by using the eShare. And as I already explained, there will be some time left, hopefully, for the questions and answer at the end of the webinar. Now, since the coronavirus pandemic will be someday over and you will start traveling, you might meet us, me and Peter, somewhere at the airport or something like that. So here you recognize us so that you can say hello to us. Sorry, wrong photos. Here are the most beautiful ones. Now the correct ones. Sorry for that. Some words first about the Catmatic digital twin concept. As you notice here, so this is all about plant design and industrial process design, not about marine design, but the basic functionalities of eShare works in both sides. But in the project, there is the design tools where you have the master data model, the master information model, might be one design and engineering solution like Catmatic or several ones. So that is where the work is done, the information is created, and where the 3D model is built. Then this information together with the 3D model will be published in our concept to eShare. And that is the topic of today. How to use, how to share, how to view and visualize and take benefits of integrations by using eShare in the project. We don't go too much on the details how to create the information. This is more how to use and view the information. So eShare is a web-based system, kind of a platform, which provides users access to all relevant information regarding the project or engineering documents and so on. And as Catmatic is specialized in everything what is related to 3D, in eShare the 3D model is kind of in the heart or in the center of the eShare. Documents will be automatically linked to the 3D model, and the whole set of drawings and 3D model, they can be integrated to external data systems, providing and visualizing all kind of data which might be in need for the project participants. And even when we talk about Catmatic here, and Catmatic has engineering tool systems, so eShare is supporting several other 3D and 2D formats than the genuine Catmatic formats. So this is one reason why we think this will be the game-changing tool for the EPC project management. Next, some details, some highlights of the functionalities which will be shown more in detail after these my explanations. I told that eShare can integrate and link with documents. In principle, and in shortly said, it means that when you pick up an object in the 3D model, you will get a link to all such drawings and documents where that object by its name or other attribute information can be found. And vice versa. If you open, for example, an PNID in eShare, view that one, and point out a pump or component there in the drawing, it will show you where it is in the 3D model. And this all happens automatically by position IDs, tags, or other attribute information with which we can link the 3D model and the documents drawings to each other. Additional information for those ones who are following up the process and progress of a design project and installation. So for example, in eShare, we can manage installation status. For example, there are objects in the model with different statuses, so we have the different hierarchies and coloring by the status. And we can manage those statuses in eShare and eGo as mobile. So you can have that same kind of picture where you see here different colored pipelines by different statuses, also mobile in eGo when you go on site. You see some pipe which is red or other color, meaning that it is not installed. You can pick that pipe in the eGo and say, now you are installed. And then in the whole eShare community, the color will be changed, for example, to cyan, like in this example, so that everybody can very fast see what is the status of the project. Also, when you open a PNID, for example, in eShare, you can get color coding according what is in the model and what is not, just as an example. So from PNID, you can also follow up the design process, how it is going on. What is the status of the project comparing the process design and the 3D detail design. And there were already some examples of the visualizations. So with eShare and some external information, you can visualize categories, classifications according any kind of information provided by external data sources. For example, on the left side, our customer has linked eShare 3D model to Cosmo 5, which is a constructability and material management solution, so that each pipeline by its color can show is the materials for that pipeline already in storage. So figure out that you first ask, visualize me only pipes which shall be installed next week. And then give by colors me information, what is the status of the materials regarding the storage. Well, if you have pipe which you should install next week and the color is red, indicating that less than 10% is in storage, you are in problem. But luckily you notice that one by using eShare. Also, if you are familiar and if point clouds, laser scanning plays a role in your projects. So eShare is a perfect tool to either add information to point cloud if the point cloud is the only model, or combine point clouds and the 3D design model. So first version where you have only the point cloud, we can add information to point cloud, position IDs or whatever with the smart points. And on the second alternative, where you have the point clouds and you have the 3D model together, so it is a perfect place to see how the design fits to reality. And we have a very good information for those ones who are using point clouds and are worried about the size of the hard drives they need to have being able to view the point clouds. We have the technology with eShare where the point cloud can be in the server while people remotely on their workstations view those ones. There were some highlights of the eShare, and I already told you about Ego as well. Ego is a mobile version of eShare with most of the same functionalities as the desktop version. But we will show that in future webinars or soon in other opportunities to meet you and discuss more with you. Now next we'll start the demonstrations by my colleague Peter, and hope you enjoyed that one. And after the videos there will be time for the questions and answers.
eShare is a web portal that gives the possibility to users to have access to all of the plant and project data in a single window. Users may have access to eShare via Internet Explorer or via eShare app. Home page of eShare looks like a very simple dashboard where users can open the model, they can see the maps to see all of the documents, and users with administrator rights should be able to configure eShare. Then let's have a look at the model. Just clicking on the model button and we are in the model space. The model view split into three main parts. In the mid we can see the 3D model view, and below model view we have a small toolbar with all of the available tools and possibilities. On the right we have a data pane or attribute pane where we can see all of the related data to selected objects, and on the right we have a hierarchy panel where we can see the object tree organized to hierarchies. Above hierarchy panel we can choose visual styles, different visual styles. Navigation in 3D is very easy. This can be done by using the mouse. It's possible to look around, move forward, backward, or pan the view. And not only the mouse, but also the keyboard, and if it is available, then a 3D mouse also can be used. For quick navigation, it is possible to create skins, just to jump some important areas or frequently visited areas. It is very easy to return back if needed. In visualization settings, it is also possible to switch on identification labels for objects with IDs, And here in the 3D model, user is able to measure distances between points, between lines, as you can see. In eShare, we have intelligent model. Objects has a lot of attributes behind the visible 3D geometry. This information should come from the 3D model or should come from external data sources. This is what we can see on the right at the data pane, and in this data or attribute pane we can see all of the object related documents. To see all of this data coming from external data sources, we don't need any data validation, data upload to eShare. We can use this information as it is available. And it is not necessary to upload any documents. We just can store in the well-known places, in the well-known folder structure, who we are storing our documents, or we also can store our documents in document management software. That means here this excellent graphical user interface gives an excellent possibility to search information from multiple places. That means not necessary to spend a lot of time to find all the related information to any objects in our plant or in our project. On the left of the window we can see the hierarchy tree. Hierarchies should come directly from the 3D model, or additional custom hierarchies also can be defined based on object properties. For example, we can have hierarchy according to fluids. Different fluids can be seen here. Objects can be selected via hierarchy, or the whole hierarchy level can be examined. This gives an excellent possibility to review different hierarchy levels. As you can see, hierarchy levels can be closed, can be opened very easily. Objects in hierarchy level can be found. Quickly and easily. Above the hierarchy tree, we can see this selection. This is to select visual styles. Different kind of visual styles can be defined based on object attributes. We could see previously what object attribute means. Let's see, for example, to see color scheme or visual style for fluids. Here, different colors means different fluid, different service for pipelines, and the color map can be seen on the bottom of the panel. Combination of different hierarchies and visual styles can be used very effectively to review the model to help to make decisions. By using hierarchies and visual styles, managers, for example, in an EPC project, can make decisions very easily. For example, if we have constructability information, then we are able to see the priorities of lines and also available materials. Let's see, let's choose, for example, the priorities for lines and available material here. In the bottom, we can see the available material for different lines. For example, this green color means 90% of piping material is available for this line. And here we can highlight high priority lines. Easily. And if we would like to visualize only high priority lines, we can switch off the highlights to see which pipeline installation or manufacturing can be started at first. It is very clear this line, this 2302M, has high priority and most of the material is available for installation. Switch back to the original hierarchy and the original visual style. And let's see other buttons on the home page. Under maps, we can see a project map. Practically, this can be key plan or different smaller areas. What we can see here. We can move in this map. Different symbols can be seen. For example, this arrow, blue arrow, shows the viewpoint camera. If we clicking on the map, we can move the camera on the clicked position. On the documents, user should find all of the project plant related documents available for him. These documents should come from Cadmatics design application or should come from any other third-party source, for example, from any kind of 2D drawing application or from PDF or something else. Drawings from external sources can be saved to a folder hierarchy. this folder hierarchy can be linked to the project, and documents will be converted automatically to PDF drawing. eShare can recognize automatically the IDs are existing in the project, and the bidirectional link will be built up automatically between document and 3D model, as you can see. Here it is. Document hierarchies are configurable if necessary, or we can keep the hierarchies are coming from the folder structure. In eShare, user can add smart points to the 3D model. Smart points are intelligent points, can carry different type of detailed information. Information should come from manual input or should come from another third-party external data source. For example, project manager should add a smart point like a note with an ID to this object. For example, to reserve space here for a crane to install area. And it is also possible, should be possible to define a priority for the smart points. And after that, this smart point will be visible for other users, and it will be also visible on the map, appears on the map, and we can jump directly to the smart point. Other kind of a smart point is a markup. In markup, we can create a kind of a redlining, and we can share this information with other users. Let's see an application example. In eShare, we are able to execute collision checks. For example, we would like to check collisions now between steels, railings, for example, and gas storage system. We have here the collisions, all of the collisions. We can check here all of the collisions, and we can see here we have a couple of collisions between piping and railings. Then, because here we have multiple selections, we must select one of the object, and we can assign a markup to this object. The first is to define its name. We can define its status, and the commands can be typed here what to do with this collision. Redesign railings on top of the vessel. Additional stuff like bubbles, circles can be added. And for example, this can be a very clear, easy to identify message to the designer and also to erection people what to do with these objects. And of course, after that, we also should see markups on the map. And later on, it's possible to add other comments. It's possible to change its status and change its importance. As I mentioned previously, data to SmartPoint should come from external data sources. For example, a database where we are storing wall thickness measurement results, where we are storing installation reports, installation data, and so on. This data also can be assigned, linked to the SmartPoints. When 3D model is not available in eShare, we also can use 3D scans. These 3D scans can be assigned to eShare, and these 3D scans can be available for all of the users. These scans also can be visible on maps. These bubbles clouds shows the point clouds attached to eShare model. We can see here the panorama view. We are browsing the bubble view from one scanner position, or if we are leaving the bubble view, we will see the registered scans together. As you can see, speed is very good because here, thanks to Cadmatics unique technology, we are loading very small amount of data. This is why the visualization is very fast. Let's jump back to the scanner position and let's take a look. Here we also can see SmartPoints. This way, by using these SmartPoints, we are able to make the scans intelligent. These SmartPoints can hold, for example, position IDs for equipment or position IDs for instruments, or together with the position ID, they can be connected to existing data logging system, and we can see the operational information parallelly.
Cadmatic eShare is a game-changing information management system, a powerful digital twin platform to your plant. With eShare, you can access all facility-related data in a single window. Traditionally, engineering departments produce large amounts of digital information, starting at the feed stage. The amount of data increases when additional information is added from procurement, construction, project management, and other functions. Various files and databases store large volumes of data in different formats and structures. eShare offers you the unique possibility to access all this data via one window, where the 3D model is linked with all related data. Finding accurate and up-to-date information is often a headache. eShare has changed this completely. With eShare, you can instantly find any item in the model, drawings or external data related to your search. Simplifying access to data reduces the risk of uninformed decisions. Think, for example, of estimating the impact of planned changes and making sure that you and your counterpart are talking about the same part of the model. Processes may look simple in diagrams when making modifications, but adding a visual check in the 3D model ensures feasibility, as the size of objects and their locations can be clearly seen. An additional check of the construction status provides input for scheduling and work planning. Access to information is important, but the ability to visualize information creates additional benefits. In eShare, you can visualize any data available in the 3D model, external databases, or information that was added by other users. Take all data with you on a Windows tablet or experience 3D models in real-world environments with HoloLens. eShare. Change the way you think about information.
All right, back online. Sorry about the quality of the video. The tool what we are using most probably has been lowering the resolution by itself, because when we did plan this webinar and practicing, so then the quality was okay. So we need to find out how to make it better next time. Sorry for that one. I hope you could anyway get a view of the functionality there. So sorry about that one. Now next, there are some questions placed to us. Let's see what has been asked from us. Yeah, some comments regarding the quality here, and I have to say that also this control tool quality, where I'm trying to read the questions, is not, it's kind of reflecting also the picture quality what we had here. There was a question about a situation where there are plenty of different models spread around a large area, and how that could be taken care in eShare. Well, actually, you have two possibilities. In eShare, you can have several different projects, which means in principle a 3D model per project. So that you create one project per 3D model and its documentation, drawings, and what is related to that project. Or if they are all for the same customer, same site, but spread around the area of the huge site or something like that, then for eShare you can create such 3D model where you put all those different models in one 3D model with position correct when compared to each other, so that you would have one coordinate system where you have all these separated or different 3D models there. then you have only one project, one 3D model. It looks like a little bit strange because you have there probably here and there are some minor projects or models, but those are the options here, or something in between them. If you have several models from one corner of the plant and then several of the other corner, and they don't have anything else to do with each other than just being in the same plant with a great distance, so then you could create two projects. But anyway, so the 3D model in eShare can be a combination of several different models by location, by tool which has been used to create those ones, and so on. I hope this answered that question. Are they extra? Let's see what is next. Most are about the well, then there's about documents. So first regarding the documents and the drawings. A drawing or document can be first of format of DWGs, DGN, PDF, or DXF. Those work in integrated mode with in eShare with the 3D model, and gives also access to external information. But remember that the text must be text. So if the document is scanned or a picture of a handwritten document or something like that, that doesn't work. So the text, like position IDs, should be searchable from the document. And then these drawings, documents, their location or nature from the publishing point of view, there are in principle three alternatives. One is that they are published to eShare from the design application straight. That actually means Catmatic. Or then they can exist as files in file structure in one server somewhere, and then the file structure is introduced to eShare, telling that, hey, eShare, you should not be aware about these drawings and documents which are in this file structure there on that server. And third alternative is actually that we integrate eShare with the document management solution. There are some adapters and some technology how we can link the document management metadata to eShare and so on. One such protocol or way technology is CMIS. So if the document management system supports that one, then we can link existing document management system with eShare. Let's see what next we find here. Yeah, in prerequisite of drafting tool. Yep. So right now there are more eShare users in the world who are not connected to Catmatic design applications or drafting tools than those ones who have. So the 3D model can be, for example, combination of AVEVA, PDMS or E3D 3D models, the or Intergraph Hexagon Smart 3D model or PDS model. All of those are working very well. And also whatever system you may use for 3D design, if it supports IFC export, we are able to use IFC models also in heart of the eShare, or any combination with these mentioned ones together with Catmatic model. the main thing is that there must be a capability to convert the 3D model in such a way to Catmatic that attribute information remains there, so that is what we use then for linking the objects and 3D model and external information. And as I already explained, the drawings which are linked and used in eShare, just DWG, DGN, DXF, PDF, in a way that the text is text. Then let's see next one. Well, something about plugins. Right now, the eShare is created in such a way that these integrations to external data or adapters, how to use for example, Excel for classifications or categorization. So they are built-in properties, and most of them are used by a interactive tools or user interface instead of writing command lines. And right now we don't, eShare in itself that is complete and doesn't require any external objects. Of course, when we convert the 3D models, in some cases we need a converter, or the 3D model should be taken via Catmatic design application. That depends on the formats and the 3D model origin system. So what eShare requires is it's a web platform, so it requires IIS, and also it requires an access to SQL database, because that's where it stores its own information. But it doesn't copy from all the external systems the information to its own database. We are using the data and visualizing the data what exists in those sources, what are the master of each data or information. And I guess I answered also somewhat to the question about the model. So in principle, the 3D model contains also already the attribute data, which means that the content of the model can be extracted also in eShare. And if we can create, for example, from eShare an Excel list of all valves and so on. So that is what it is reading from the other systems. So in principle, what is extracted in the 3D model review file or something like that, that information is included in eShare and can be used for visualizations or listings. And also it can be extracted to other systems or found in other systems. I mean that in principle, you can have such 3D model where objects have only position IDs, and all the remaining data and information can be, for example, in Excel list. Then when you in eShare pick up the object, it knows only about its position ID, but will get all the other information from that Excel or other system which is linked to eShare. About qualities, sorry for that one, about qualities of the picture, sound, very sorry about that one. What are the positions on near status tracker in video? Plus sign. eShare as plugin. We have some. eShare is kind of independent platform, and you can use eShare by its application, eShare apps, desktop apps, which is our own program, or you can use it via web browser, Internet Explorer, for example, today. And there are examples where the customer has put eShare as part of their intranet, but eShare is not meant to be like a plugin or a kind of part of the other solutions, even when there are some functionalities which could support that one. So answering that question, that if you use eShare as a plugin program to other legacy systems, so that needs to be discussed in separately and find out what is the need and purpose. What documents are possibility to put the testing documents? Well, let me put it this way. So one of the easiest cases is that if you have a pump P123 in the 3D model, and then if you have a document certificate P123.pdf, those kind of stuff are the easiest ways to link to each other. So anything, or if in the PDF itself, whatever is the name, if inside the PDF is the headline certificate for P123, that is even enough to link the drawing document to the object in the model. And IO lists linking drawings and documents to the 3D model always require that in model is something where you can link to it. So if there is an object and the object has a ID, and then the ID is mentioned, or any attribute information is mentioned in a drawing or document, they can be linked together. Or there are examples even when you have a kind of reference table, reference document or database, so that eShare knows that P123 is mentioned somewhere, and then in somewhere is mentioned that this object is linked at these 3 drawings. So then eShare can use also this kind of cross-reference table for such information. Let's see. A question regarding the IFC version. So Catmatic is currently supporting IFC version 2/3, so not yet 4, and the 4 is not yet supported by some of our cooperation partners. Probably it will be in the future, but currently it's 2/3. And right now I don't have information when the version 4 can be expected. So I would need to ask that one from the product owner for that kind of information. Then there was a question about maps, what was shown in the video. So it is just a DWG, which is in a right scale and right position, nothing else. So it is in scale 1:1, and then it acts as a map. So we have a technology how to fit that map to the 3D model. And when you place the map to eShare, you also indicate what level it is. So if you have a map for each level of the building, so then we can tell which map is working in which set level between which set coordinates. So you can have the 5 levels of the building and you have 5 maps and it works perfectly. Each map is showing only the smart points and point clouds in each level. Yeah, so they are not automatically extracted from 3D model, but any DWG can be modified. If it's a plant layout drawing, it can be modified to be set as a map in eShare. There are some practical advices what is the easiest way to extract that drawing from the CADmatic 3D design system, and those tricks and treats can be delivered separately. About the point clouds, when you use eShare, eShare is always installed in the server, and it kind of creates its own place where you can store the point clouds in the server. So it is configurable, the place where it is placed, but the point clouds are in the server, so those might be huge gigabyte size, 10 gigabytes, hundreds gigabytes, whatever sizes they are, but eShare is then creating from them these original scan files, own files which it is using, and those sizes are just couple megabytes, and for fast and rapid move inside the 3D model in such a way that you see the point cloud clear enough for navigation, those ones are just couple of kilobytes. So the point clouds are in server where the eShare is installed, or in other server. They are not stored in a SQL database. They are as files in a location which is pointed for eShare. Yes, I think we are end of the time, and I think I managed to answer most of the questions, and we will check the questions presented, that if something was left unanswered, we will try to answer that one in the email afterwards, after the webinar. So I thank you all, and again, I'm sorry about the poor quality of the video which was presented. So it wasn't about us. It's, I guess the network is overloaded by the people who are staying at home and working and so on. So we will try to improve that one for the next one. So thank you for all participating, and I hope you will keep safe, and please keep on washing your hands and taking care of each other. Thank you.